All right, good morning, cyber friends. This is Mitty Man coming at you again from Walker's Studio here back in Studio B. And we want to say that we give God all the praise and honor and give Him all the glory. We thank Him for life, health, and strength. And we thank Him for each and every one of you cyber friends. You already know who you are, especially you're in a circle of friends. We thank God for you. Um, I just wanted to come back and I didn't do it earlier. Um, I after church, after church service today, I fell asleep when I got back, and I did not give a follow up on the day's service, and I always like to try to give a follow up on the day's service when we have worship service. And at my first Sunday church was Reverend Ernell Wilburn of the New Salem CME, and where the head steward is Brother Fady Clark. And we had a pretty good time up there today, and just a regular program. Pastor Pastor Wilburn came and took his text about letting your light shine, and we all can identify with that. And I will always say this much: we all got a light that shines. Whether that light be good or bad, it nevertheless it shines. So let us always remember that we are always illuminating. Wherever we go, we letting some sort of light illuminate from us, whether it be a bad light or a good light. But it nevertheless it is a light. So let's try to let it be a good light. In other words, I was thinking about. Matter of fact, I saw. I don't watch. I hate to say this here, but I got to tell the truth. I don't watch TBN as much as I used to. Neither do I watch Daystar as much as I used to. I I don't. To be honest with y'all, to me, it has gotten a little bit monotonous. They're playing the same programming over and over and over. Um, Now I know that they got tape and videotape and everything, just like this video I'm doing. But I mean, I understand that they make tapings of the programs and everything, and they got a schedule that they have to follow in their on a daily on a rotation and whatnot. But you got some of these programs and these the ones that are on the programmers that are on these network, they are on 3 and 4 times a day, and I can understand that as well. But look, it seems to me though, if they are on 3 or 4 times during a day, they ought to play different tape, not the same tape all day long. They play the same tape over and over every hour they play. If they come on at 9, they play it, and if they come on again at 12, they play it. They play the same thing, and that gets monotonous, and it really gets boring. I'm just gonna be honest with you; it gets straight out boring. And so, really and truly, I don't really watch them as much as I used to, and I used to be very, very dear to the both of them. I would look at all the programming, and I loved the different teachings and preaching that will be on there, the programming, and it was really, really interesting at one point. But now it done got very stale and stagnant. But nevertheless, I do run across certain things sometimes that I will I will entertain. And last night, I should say last night now, cause it's after midnight now, so it's another day. Uh, I uh, I heard I believe it was David Jeremiah. He was talking about agents of Babylon, agents of Babylon. And we know anytime you speak about Babylon, you automatically think about Daniel and his 3 friends, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. You always think about them. And I listened to some of what he had to say about the subject matter, and I do agree with Brother Jeremiah on what he said. But I also want to add that when we look at Daniel and those three Hebrew boys, his buddies, those guys had made up their mind that they were not going to be corrupt by a corrupt community or a corrupt government or a corrupt nation. Even though they were taken out of their homeland, they were going to yet be true to their God. Now, y'all, I'm praying, and I'm striving to go toward that status myself. To regardless, come hell or high water, I'm gonna stay with God, regardless of how it may look for me. If it get to be looking very grim or I'm gonna still stay. I want to be able to be like Daniel, to stay steadfast, or to be like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Even though they were thrown, they knew that they could be thrown into that fiery furnace that was heated 7 times hotter than it normally would be, but they still refused to bow. That's the kind of tenacity. That's the kind of courage. That's the kind of faith that a mini man wants to be able to stand ramrod straight in the face of everybody else going against the grain. If I have to stand by myself with God, you and God is a majority. Anyway, so that's what I came here to say to this night. My video had began to drag, and I did find out exactly why it was dragging. It came the wisdom of God came to me immediately. The Spirit told me check my audio. I went and I checked my audio, set my audio card, and bam, that cleared up the problem. So I'm glad of that, because I didn't want to do another reformat. But at any rate, y'all, we're in this day and time. Now I've got to tell y'all something, y'all. I've been teaching this here a long time. People, there's coming a day, soon coming. World War III is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Yeah. Armageddon is for certain. The Bible speaks of it. But what I want to say tonight, and I mean this from my heart, I'm not worried about that. I'm not. Because I know what Jesus said. Now, do I want it to come to pass? No. I don't want to see devastation on that magnitude. I want to see not that kind of magnitude of devastation on nobody, on no part, on no behalf. But y'all, on the recent events that have happened here involving our country and Iran, and this here man, this here commander, this here #1 chief commander of the Iranian forces and everything, it have really flamed up some flames. You understand what I'm saying? But it seems to me, and I don't claim to know all about foreign policy. I know about it. I know what is involved, but I'm not no expert in that. But I can only listen at what I hear. And from what I hear and from what the masses and for experts that are analyzing this situation, they were saying that this strike against this commander and another key individual also that was in cahoots with him, they was in charge of all of the attacks against the American forces and everything. And y'all know that I'm not going to go for that. I'm not going to be, if I could, look at that. Do you understand that? I'm not going to go for that. It was against the American forces. But at any rate, it said it was necessary. Now, in the Bible, it tells us in Ecclesiastes, there's a time for all things. There's a time to be born, there's a time to die. There's a time of war, there's a time of peace. In other words, there is a time for all purposes up under the heaven. We don't have the wisdom of God, y'all. His wisdom is way above our head. We can't understand why would God allow certain things and why we disallow others. He didn't get our pay grade is not that high. He didn't give us that information. But I do know one thing for certain, 2 things for sure, that I can be solid in my belief and stand ramrod straight as the Hebrew boy did, knowing that whatever comes on this here face of this planet, I can stand up to it as long as I got a King Jesus. I don't need nobody else. I think Mickey Winans told us that years ago. As long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. That's the stance that we should take, people. Knowing that whatever is coming down the road, we cannot stop it. But we can stand firm on what Jesus said. In other words, I don't know where I'm going to be when all the calamity happens. Because it's going to happen, y'all. According to the scripture, this it's inevitable. All this stuff that done been said and prophesied is going to come to pass. Jesus coming soon, and we all want to be ready for that event. But y'all, there's a lot of more things that are going to happen before Jesus returns. And they all are not going to be pretty. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just saying you need to take your stance now. Make up in your mind now that you're going to stand firm for God. You're going to stand firm for what's right. And guess what? If you can't stand firm in the face of the little bitty issues that we have to face from day to day, you're not going to be able to stand when all that heat get turned up. You're going to fall. All of us going to fall. If we are not able to just stand up in church and then stand for what's right on the basic issues that we deal with in church, and we buckle down and we did get to rubbing our head and scratching our, rubbing our head and all that, and can't face the music on those little minor issues, we're gonna certainly fail when the heat get really turned up. We're not gonna be able to stand. And it tells us in the book of Revelation, it said that when all these calamities start happening on sinful man, on this planet, it said that they said that the people that were here that it was happening to, it says as plain as day in the scripture said, told the rocks and the mountain to fall on them and cover them and hide them from the face of him that sits on the throne and the Lamb, and to keep him from his wrath. For the day of his wrath has come, and who shall be able to stand? Well, I'm going to tell you who will be able to stand. Us Daniels will be able to stand. Us Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, we will be able to stand. So we ain't got to be fearing. Don't go around living every day. I mean, yes, this world is in a predicament right now. Yes, it is. And there's a lot of uncertainties in the air. But you cannot let that move you and get you in a fear factor moment where you will not refuse to live your life. Many man's going to live his life. I'm going to live every day just like in my last one, because one day it will be true. But I ain't going to sit up here worrying about what's going to go on in Iran or Iraq. I'm not going to sit here and worry about that, but I'm going to deal with it as it comes. And knowing in whom I believe, I'm just like the Apostle Paul. I know in whom I believe. And guess what? He got the whole world in his hand. God is not up there, people sitting on his throne blind to the situation of what's going on down here. But he has given man the earth lease to the earth, 6,000 years. And that lease is coming to a close very, very soon. Jesus coming and he's going to put this thing the way it should be. But until then, y'all, we just going to have to learn to fight. And we're going to have to learn to stand ramrod straight, just like the old Hebrew boy did. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm going to say this again. Stand for God. Stand for what's right. Don't be fearful, but be faithful. Don't fear, but have faith in God, and he shall bring you through. Want to say again that y'all that remember that I announced, and I had it announced today in the church at New Salem, and also Benevolent was there. Some of the Benevolent members were there, and also when I made mention about the 100 Men in Black program that's going to happen on third Sunday and this month at the Pleasant Grove AME Church, where the pastor is Reverend Stephanie Walton. Y'all keep those in mind. I will announce it again in Bible study on Tuesday night if the Lord say so. In other words, it will be announced again, and I also told my Sister Anna to announce it this morning in Sunday school at Antioch, because I knew I was not going to be there this morning. I'll be with New Salem, so it did get announced, and so we just wanted to know everybody that if you got nowhere else to go on that third Sunday morning, come on up to Pleasant Grove AME and join in their 100 Men in Black program, and the pastor Reverend Stephanie Walton, and I'm certainly you'll be glad you did. And I also play there on third Sunday myself. I'm the minister of music there on third Sunday. On third Sunday I'm there, and it's on first Sunday there are other pastoral day. That's one of my buddies, Brother Blackman. He deal with them on first Sunday, but I never played for him on first Sunday. I was always on third. But nevertheless, y'all take care of yourself. All my inner circle friends, y'all keep praying for old Mitty Man. Mitty Man can continue to pray for y'all. To my group, the Junior Walker and the Gospel Tritone, to the Gospel Tritone, Mitty Man, from Junior Walker to you, we'll yet keep y'all in prayer, and hopefully we'll get back on our feet real soon, where we can go ahead on and get back into the grind and start working a little bit more to bring this here year and to make certain that we go on and do what we supposed to do in the way of song and worship and praise to God. With that being said, to the next Bible study, next video, whichever come first. It's Mitty Man saying peace, good morning.